Hey, what's up, fastest furs? I'm Helix. They, them pronouns. I am here with a friend.
Hello, I'm Icemanfly.
This is Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. This is the most recent Super Monkey Ball game that came out October of last year. And it's sort of like a remake of Monkey Ball 1 and 2 with some other extra stuff thrown in. And I am playing double bingo, which means there will be a bingo card, a 5x5 card, with 25 objectives on it, and I have to get 2 bingos. This is a great way to, it's a really great and unique way to show off a lot about this game. It requires a lot of skill and game knowledge. Also, you can look at the bingo card by typing !bingo in chat. This is because it might be a little bit hard to read on the actual stream, might be a little bit small. I, of course, have not revealed it yet, and so it is not revealed on stream yet. So I don't know what it is yet. So, real quick, before we begin, we should probably go over some of the base rules of bingo. The first main rule, the most important rule, is that practice mode is banned. Otherwise, we could just skip straight to any stage we want to play, and that would kind of ruin the purpose. So, to get to a specific stage, I have to play through it in, one of the main games, so like story mode or special mode, or one of the challenge modes, which is usually playing ranking challenge. The other thing is that a few of the longer categories have different starting points, so story mode is the big one. Story mode is divided up in this game into 10 worlds, and you can start in bingo from World 1, World 4, or World 8. If we didn't do this, later goals in story mode would be horrible. It would take like over half an hour to get to World 10. So yeah, that's done to balance it out a little bit, and some of the special modes are done there as well. Golden Banana mode, original stage mode, and deluxe mode are split roughly in half. I think those are the really important rules of Banana Mania Bingo. Don't think there's anything else to say.
If
Yeah.
there's anything little nuances in there, we can cover those as we go over the bingo card, but
Yes,
for now,
exactly.
that's a very good overview.
So, we had a bid war, and I heard it was quite competitive. But it's time to reveal who the winner is.
Whoa! I can't believe you managed to beat Kazuma Kiryu, Tails! That's so rad! And Tails did win.
Awesome.
Tails did win.
Yes.
In fact, we got a last-minute $22 donation again from non-binary code just saying Tails, and that helped them widen the gap. Kazuma stayed at 55. Tails won at 78.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Tails is my favorite character in this game, the character I play the most, so this is awesome.
Oh, it's
Thank you
his
so much.
Generations look too. Oh, I love this
Yeah,
design
I
of
got the classic
Tails.
generation
good.
looks. Let's go.
It's so good. Really quick, there are so many characters in this game. I think there are like 18 total, and you couldn't possibly have had them all in this bid war. There's so many. Okay, so I'm picking Tails. I'm just gonna have to try to remember that. That should be normal for me, because I usually play as Tails, so the muscle memory should just kick in there. Without further ado, let's finally get the show on the road. Do you want to count me down, Swimfly?
Sure, I'll cut you down. Alright, in 3, 2, 1, reveal the card. Now, an important thing to note here is that
What?
I'm also going to be able to help Helix.
Hold on, it's the
with-
card that it's a card that I've already played. Oh, there we go. I didn't refresh.
There we go. Okay. So an important thing to note here is that I am going to be able to help Helix route a little bit, because I also did not reveal the card, so the two of us for the next few minutes are going to be discussing this card, trying to look over some lines, try to see where we can try to get some goals at the same time.
Row 5 looks decent.
Row 5.
There's-
I'm
It's
gonna just
not
pretend that SMB2
great, but-
means Super Mario Brothers 2, and then you have
Oh,
to
no.
play like a side game at the same time.
Yeah, that's one thing you have to note. SMB2 and SMB1 are Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2. As Helix mentioned before, this is a remake of pretty much SMB1 and 2, and a little bit of Super Monkey Ball Deluxe, which was a re-release that added a few more stages. So the categories are divided up into casual, normal, expert, master, and then there's marathon, which we're probably not going to be using in this. But each game has SMB1 and SMB2, casual, expert, normal, master, and so on. So that is the distinction there. Overall, there's a few different types of goals. Generally, there's the individual level goals, which are, if you look in column 2, row 1, on jump ramp, use every side ramp and finish over 35 seconds. That's just on a single stage, you've just got to do one objective. A few other types are collective goals, which, going back to row 1, perfect clear, 3 different bonus stages. That refers to just having to do 3 different stages in a certain style. And then there's the complete categories, which if you see toward the bottom of the card, there's a few complete worlds in there. That's more of that style of bingo card.
I'm not sure what to pick here. This is a lot of... There's a lot of quick stuff here, but nothing that synergizes super well. The timer's going because we've started. I'm just routing the bingo card. What are you seeing here?
This is like when you finish jumbling the Rubik's Cube and now you're just kind of checking it out before doing all your motions.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's so much weird stuff here.
This is tough.
Yeah, this is a weird card.
If Perfect Clear Millefeuille wasn't so far into deluxe mode.
Yeah, but it's in the same column as deluxe mode 1 through 32, which is not that bad.
Yeah, that could work.
Row 4? Did you say?
Or the only
I'd have
problem
to
is
play up to World 7.
Yeah, because Complete World 7, again, you can only start at World 4, so Helix would have to start at World 4 and then have to play all the way from 4 to 7, which is fairly long.
I would also probably be short fast forward buttons.
It's true.
But that's not a bad... Column 5 we're probably going with.
Column 5 does look good. So if you want to get started on that, we can keep talking about the card as you get
That
started.
works, actually, yeah. We can... No, it is in main game. We can decide our next row as we go. I'm gonna head over to deluxe mode, get started on that. So I have to pay attention to when Millefeuille comes up and make sure I perfect clear. Perfect clear again is get every banana on a stage. Other than that, I just have to clear 1 through 32.
What is Millefeuille? Is that like a special stage type? Is that a character? Is that like a mini game? Or
It's a specific stage name.
Yeah, it's a stage name. I think it's also like a French dessert, like a layered French dessert or something. Once you see the stage, you'll get it.
Yeah. It's a fun one, the Perfect Clear. One of my favorite Perfect Clears that are on this bingo card.
I'm gonna be glancing over the bingo card a lot for these first few levels.
I'm thinking row 3 might actually be pretty good, now that I'm thinking
Slider intended, quick turn, 20 stages, ooh. Yeah, that's just like an SMB2 normal round and then go clean up Stamina Master, and I'm also definitely gonna get a lot of fast forward buttons there too.
Yeah.
And I get to play Swell for 120, yeah, that's definitely the play.
I think that's a good way to go.
Yeah. So if you hear me say like a word like Swell or, you know, quick turn, it's likely just a name of a stage. There are a whole bunch of different stages in this game. But yeah, starting with deluxe mode, these are the stages that are exclusive to Monkey Ball Deluxe. Deluxe was released, I think, in like 2005 for Xbox and PlayStation 2, and combines Monkey Ball 1 and 2, basically, and then adds some extra levels to sort of round out the level count. So these are the stages that are exclusive to Deluxe, as I said, and they are ordered in the order they appear in Deluxe's Ultimate mode. So Deluxe Ultimate is a big, giant challenge mode category with 300 stages all in a row, you know, starting from beginner and going all the way through Master Extra.
I was about to say, it's every stage in the history of the game.
Almost. It does not include Super Monkey Ball 2 World 10.
True.
Almost every stage, yes.
Versions of the game, yeah.
do we have enough time for a couple donations during these early stages?
I can't think of anything super important I need to say. Yeah, go for it.
Awesome. Well, thank you, those of you who have already donated in. We've got a $3 donation right after mine from the Jaded Mew that says, Beat Saber, please. Thank you very much for that. Non-binary code once again with a $13 donation saying $3 towards more games plus an extra 1 in the front for good luck. Now we just need an extra 100 people to do the same thing and we'll be all good to go. Oiji says, let's do this. Beat Saber Go with a $15 donation. Thank you very much. We still good for a couple more, or do you guys need to take back over?
I think you're good.
Yeah,
All
go for it.
Rick, we have a $250 donation going towards Beat Saber from none other than Rick Griffin saying, hi, Sean. Thank you, Rick. Those of you who don't know, Rick Griffin is I believe, the creator of House Pets, which was probably one of my favorite furry or animal-based webcomics of the last couple of years. But thank you so much for that huge, generous donation. We also have a $30 donation from Nielsen, who says, let's go Beat Saber, and a $20 donation from Reese, which I believe is probably also towards Beat Saber, because after that slew of donations, we are less than $1,000 away. We are exactly $888 away from having Beat Saber 2 added. So 3 hours to get just under $900. We just need
difficult goals get met. Gutter, you saw me play, probably one of the hardest strats in the entirety of Deluxe Mode. It's just a difficult falling strat. That was a good spot for donations. There's not a ton going on. We should probably explain the basic mechanics of Banana Mania. We haven't gotten to that yet.
I was gonna say. So you actually just watched a run of Rolled Out, which that game has diagonal inputs as the stronger inputs, where this game is the reverse. The cardinal inputs are actually stronger in Banana Mania. So holding up, down, left, right is the fastest way that you're generally going to get across the stage.
Yeah, I essentially want to hold up whenever I can.
Another thing to note about this game is this is the first Marble Roller Marble Roller in the Monkey Ball franchise to introduce a manual camera at all times.
I don't think that's actually true, because I think Banana Splits did it, but that one was on the Vita and nobody played it, so... I want to play it, but...
Because I know Monkey Ball Adventure actually had a manual camera, but it wasn't enabled at all times. It did lock at some points.
Yeah, it locked when you were moving, and it was only in the story mode.
Yeah, so
It locked
in this
when you were
game,
moving.
the manual camera is interesting because it allows you to rotate the camera while still being able to hold up. So if you're pushing left or right on your right thumbstick if you're playing on a controller, or if you're pushing the left or right arrow keys while playing on a keyboard, you are able to continue to do inputs and control the camera at the same time. So if you're holding up and pushing left or right, you're still going at max speed, but you're just turning without having to use up left or up right. It's an interesting way to use the camera to maintain a little bit of speed there. Helix might get to use that a little bit later on in the run. And then there's one last major thing that happens. I'm gonna pause for a second. Ooh, close in the veer field strat.
Yeah, this is a hard strat.
There's one last major thing you can do with the camera in this game, and that is if you hold down on the camera, perfectly down, from the start of a level, and do any inputs you want, the camera will not move. We call this in the community cam locking, and it can be used to set up certain strats, it can be used to line up with certain textures on the stage to try to just line up certain objectives or complete levels faster. Cam locking
It's one of the most helpful things in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. As an RTA runner myself, I abuse the cam lock, even on stages where we don't have straight setups for it. It's so nice to have that camera just stop moving sometimes in this game.
Yeah, you see it more, at least when I play, you see it more on SMB1 stages, which we're not playing that many of.
It's true.
We're gonna play like 3 SMB1 stages on this route.
Also, chat, I know you were promised no math, but that's why it's important that this isn't math, this is stonks. You see, you donate the money, and the line goes up. And if the line goes up high enough, then we get Beat Saber. That is stonks,
Yeah.
not math. Totally different.
By the way, I do have chat open, so if anyone has any questions about the run, feel free to ask, and I'd be happy to answer those.
Okay, I should get 120 bananas here on Catwalk if I can.
I was gonna say, yeah, so Catwalk is a very interesting stage because it doesn't actually have 120 if you play it the completely intended way, as Helix just stopped in front of the goal. They now have to walk across that tightrope to get those extra bananas.
Okay.
Or in Tails' case,
Fine.
rings. But there's 110 rings on the thinnest wire, and then if you just slow down and go back to the second thinnest wire, you can just get a quick 10 and go back into the goal.
It's so hard to see because the freaking goal is in the way.
The bingo goal that Helix is doing for this is collect 120 bananas on 2 stages, and Catwalk is actually one of the fastest 120 banana stages that you can get to, but not this version of it. In DX mode, Catwalk is stage 19, but in original stage mode, it's number 1. So while it is a little bit harder in original stage mode, you can, if you're good, you can go in, do those wires, and get the 120 bananas and get out in just 1 stage.
It's nice. You can just pop in and do it and leave. I wonder if I should keep the camera locked for this.
I usually do.
I mean, you keep the camera locked for everything.
Yeah, that's fair. Another fun thing about camera locking, or just holding down on the camera in general, is that it does give you a little bit more visual of the stage sometimes, especially on the Super Monkey Ball 2 stages, which have that starting platform, which starts you a little bit farther away from the stage. You just tilt down on the camera, it gives you a little more of visual. You might see Helix start to do that.
Come on, where's
some
the
of other
stage?
stages.
There's the stage.
Nice.
There's 120. Got it.
There's
Nice.
the first 120 out of 2.
Oh,
Nice.
it's so tense watching this.
The next 120 will not be nearly as bad. Don't worry. it's going to be Swell in SMB2 normal, and that one they just put bananas all over that stage. You'll see when we get there.
Yeah.
So we have just finished with Catapult, the stages that appear in Beginner. So we are now moving on to the stages that appear in Beginner Extra in Deluxe Ultimate. Remember, I only have to play the first 32 of these 46 levels. This is because Deluxe mode's pretty long, so we broke it up into roughly 2 halves, and you might be thinking, I mean, I know y'all don't want to do math, but you might be thinking, Helix 32 is a lot more than half of 46. And you are exactly right, but the latter half of the stages in Deluxe mode are a lot longer. You have to play... There's a stage called Chaos, which takes like a minute. There's a stage called Paraboloid, which can take like a full minute if you're unlucky and can't escape it. Stuff like that.
That's not math, that's shape recognition, because half is like, it's like a half circle, and it goes in the square hole. It's not math.
It goes
It's
in
not
the
math.
square hole. Nice
We're gonna
coil
be on-
rep, by the way. Very
Thank you,
very
yeah,
nice.
here's Milkway. So I have to perfect clear this, collect all the rings. The different characters, the different guest characters in this game have different collectibles, which is really cool. Really nice touch.
Yeah, so Tails has rings. Sonic also has rings. Just imagine.
Is Kazuma's chickens?
His are protein shakes, like the,
Oh.
the consumables that you can get.
Yeah.
Morgana has chests from Persona 5. Suezo has DDs from Monster Rancher.
Morgana has chests, and they're the largest collectible in the game, and they're mildly annoying because they're so large that they kind of make it so you can't really see.
Yeah, they're the widest in the game. And then Hello Kitty has apples, and those apples are the tallest in the game.
Yeah, they're also like, the chests and the apples are also kind of like a... Not necessarily a bright red, but very red, and they can be a little distracting, but we have
Very
perfect cleared Milkway, so that is done.
That is the first box checked off in our bingo.
I gotta pay attention to red goals too. I don't think there are any in Deluxe mode, unfortunately.
I believe you're right. I believe there's only a few green goals.
Yeah, red goals are warp goals, which skip stages. They don't skip stages in special mode or story mode, but when we get to challenge mode, excuse me, you'll see me take a few.
An
And
interesting thing to note is that in Super Monkey Ball 2 and all of its difficulties, the warp goals are actually consistent, and the green goal will always warp you and skip you 1 stage, and the red goals will always skip you 2. Whereas in SMB1, sometimes they change a little bit.
yeah, in SMB1 they go a little off the rails. If you've ever seen a Warp's run of SMB1 normal or SMB1 advanced, they call advanced normal in this game and beginner casual. Regardless, no tangent. Yeah, it's
Change the names, it's funny.
I don't like it.
I like it, it's funny.
It's really
And
the best part is normal. Yeah, I'm gonna go play SMB1 normal. Like,
Yeah.
what?
I'm surprised they didn't put like an easy mode that like no matter which character you pick, it puts like a binky in their mouth if you pick that mode or something.
I mean, he plays baby. Close enough.
I do see the question in chat. Danny Music is asking, do the different collectibles also have different hitboxes depending on their sizes and shapes? And the answer to that is no.
Oh,
However,
thank
if you want the best visual, I would suggest Morgana's chests because they are, like we said before, the widest. So you can generally see where that edge of that hitbox is a little bit, but it's still a little bit wider than the chests actually, but overall, no, they don't have different hitbox sizes.
I don't know if I should follow the advice of someone telling me to use Morgana because their chest is so wide.
I hate this.
DNA. DNA is a rough one.
Shout out to DNA because it's in a helix shape.
Yeah.
There is a stage called Helix, but we're not gonna play it in this this route. Oh, I hit the side of a stair. Love corner collision.
There is
There
actually
we
an
go.
easy mode in this game, now that I'm thinking about it. There is what's called Helper Mode. We also don't
Yeah,
allow
that's
that
true.
for bingo. Helper Mode in this game enables a slow motion option where if you press a certain button, it will slow down the game for you. It also doubles your timer and provides a very poorly laid out triangle path that sometimes isn't consistent but tries to put you in the direction of the goal.
There are a couple stages in which the triangle path does not know what to do. It's really funny.
Generally, those are on moving stages, and it's really funny.
Yeah.
It's the moving parts, they just don't know what to do because it's a static path, so the triangles don't update with the stage, so it's really interesting and really funny to look at sometimes.
Going back to collectibles, I think Tails rings are the smallest. They're also, they're rings, so they're easy to see through, which is helpful as
Yeah.
well.
Now we are coming up on clear DX mode 1 through 32,
Yes.
so Helix is about to be able to leave DX mode and they'll be able to start... I don't know what else. I don't know
Probably
what
SMB2
to go
normal.
first.
I'm just gonna
Category.
probably just get that done. Get the main stuff done.
That is clear DX mode 1 through 32 complete.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Okay, so I'm gonna hop out to the main menu here so I can menu over to Ranking Challenge. Because it's faster to play the challenge modes in Ranking Challenge. I like Tails because you all have donated for it, and because I like Tails. SMB2 normal. So I need to complete 20 stages here. I need to clear Long Slider Intended. That is in normal extra, so I think that stage is like 35 out of 40, maybe 36.
It's 38.
Oh my.
It's
Yeah, you're
39.
right. No,
Yeah.
you're right. But I think about it. Regardless,
Small humble flex
Man.
on here. I broke the world record for this category earlier this week. I want to say Wednesday, and submitted the first sub 5 run. So I've been in this category for about the past 2 weeks nonstop.
yeah, took the world record from yours truly.
Yeah.
The story mode version of the stage, you start a little bit closer to the goal, and it's a hold up, but not in this version. I have to remember that. So there's one fast forward button. This is really good for fast forward buttons because you'll see they're really packed together here.
World 2 and story mode and World 3 are generally some of the most switch-heavy stages, or switch-dense stages in the game.
Yeah.
And SMB2 normal starts at World 2 and ends at World 4, and then the extras are unique stages that aren't really from anywhere in story mode.
I'm trying to think how many switches, how many fast forward buttons I'm actually gonna get here.
You've got one. The next one that's...
Got one. Inch
by the
Crimes
way,
is gonna.
Swell. You gotta watch out for those ones.
Yes, thank you.
Be able to check that goal off relatively quickly.
You have to get some of the singles here.
Going back to the fast forward talk though, you've got hoppers, which you just completed. There's interims coming up, which you can also get a red goal there, and then skip straight to organic form, which is another one. And then there's also
120's done.
Dribbles. Nice, there's the 120s.
I'm wondering if I can get away with doing inchworms on the play button. Because I haven't practiced the red goal fast forward strat.
It's gonna be a tight call, but honestly,
I'm gonna get
I
alternative as
suggest-
well. I'm gonna get alternative, remember that.
True, you are gonna get alternative.
I have to go to casual extra. Also, really good example there of sometimes when you're going fast enough, the goals just completely reject you.
Yeah. Concrete gold tape, as the community refers to it.
Yeah, at least as I refer to it.
Slosh also does, and
Ah,
Slosh
okay.
also got me to refer to it that way.
Yeah, there we go.
You coined the community term.
Do I? What even is the strat here? I'll try it. I don't remember.
The strat here is the 4th pink square out on the red goal section.
Okay.
If you can make it out to the 4th one and just kind of stand near the end of it.
2, 4. Okay. Gotta be a little bit faster.
It just flew
Yeah.
out of there.
Yeah. I should
Some of the
have
stages in this game can send you flying at very fast speeds. The fastest I think the community's seen is about 5,000 kilometers an hour, where I've hit that on Dizzy System, which is a notoriously flippy and send you into orbits stage.
That's the kind of speed I expect to hear just like a gunshot and then the back of the TV starts smoking.
Yeah.
pretty much. 2, 3, 4. Oh, still not quite fast enough.
Almost there.
Oh, okay. Ceiling fallout
That's another
zone.
fun thing about this game. So they added ceiling fallout zones. So if you go high enough on a stage, even if you could try to recover it, if you're good and you're skilled at the game, they can there's still an option to fall out, just because
Close.
they decided that every stage needed a ceiling fallout plan. Kind of a
This
fun
route
little
is good
bite.
enough to where I have the time to throw on the strat, so I'm not too worried.
We call that the Australian fallout. If you just you step outside without your gravity shoes and you just fall far enough into the sky, it's
True.
no one's gonna see you again. It's just considered the end. That's why they only ever sold moon shoes in like the United States. You can't sell moon shoes in Australia. You just send them into the clouds even faster.
That one should have let me in.
But yeah, by the way, for anyone
was
who's
robbed.
just watching, Helix just clipped straight through the inchworm, which is another thing that can happen on this stage.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just happens. This game kind of known for that.
Am I alive?
You gonna fall out off the top? Oh, you are alive.
Okay.
That
That
was really cool.
I
would have been really cool if I
screamed
was
you'd
gonna
done
be able
that.
to save that, but me too. I just didn't quite have the positioning. Alright, come on, Regal, let me in. I'm your friend, I promise. What? The same thing?
Again, it's beautiful. This stage is heck. I agree, Dragon Person.
I should probably stop trying this soon.
You could always try for the fastest, which is you clip off of the inchworm itself and go down. Because that's normally how you do it
How?
in a run setting. I saw you hit a rifle on that one. That was unfortunate.
What the heck? I think that means I need to be a little bit further forward. I didn't get to build up any speed. There it is. Okay.
Hey!
First try.
First try. Let's go.
First try.
So that is 1 red goal and 2 fast forwards. That's part of the reason I really wanted to get that was because I needed the red goal to collect
Yeah.
4 red goals.
That's right. He goes in the red goal.
I can only think of... That's another fast forward, so that's 3. I can only think of a couple more here, because there's Mad Rings, and then there's Randomizer, and then I'm going to have to stop by...
SMB1.
Yeah, SMB1 Expert to grab Branch, because that's the second stage and it has a red goal.
Yeah, that's another part of Bingo that's really important in this game, is having that game knowledge. So Helix was able to recognize that SMB1 Expert on the second stage has a red goal, and since they're going to be 1 red goal short of the goal, having finished this category, they're going to have to just reroute somewhere to get a quick red goal, and it turns out that SMB1 Expert's the fastest. Having that game knowledge, knowing where certain goals are in the fastest way possible, can sometimes save you.
Okay, so here's Dribbles. This strat is sick. Check this out.
This is nasty.
I'm gonna get hit on purpose.
Normally you're supposed to just avoid getting bounced. However, a speed run
I'm gonna take
requires
it
that you
safe.
need.
Oh, okay, well.
Ooh. Not twice.
All right, now,
We
sorry,
haven't
I
figured
just
that one.
I took a 10-second long blink. Is this the first attempt at this stage?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Another interesting thing to note about this game, which totally isn't relevant here, by the way, at all, is that the game actually has 2 different starts for the animation, I guess we'll call it. It has what we call first load and second load within the game. So on the first time that you load into a stage, it plays that little animation that you see Helix holding A through to skip it a little bit faster, where it tells you the name of the category, the name of the stage, the number of the stage, and so on. That is what we call first load, where the animation on the stage that, and even just the stage's physics in general, are just slightly off from every other attempt after it. At which point we have what's called second load. So certain strategies only work on first load or second load. You had to see Helix do a little bit of a different strategy on dribbles there for first load and second load. That comes into play a little bit more sometimes when we have pause strats. You have to change the frames that the pause strats happen on. It's a little bit of a weird thing about this game, but it's not something that it's not something that's new to Monkey Ball, if I'm not mistaken.
In general, would you say more of them tend to be first or second load strats?
You come
Most
up
of
with a
them.
backup for second loads, but usually it's first load strats.
Most of them don't matter.
True.
But it's only a handful of stages. Mostly stages that like launch you up into the air, or stages where you get smacked by something. Also pause strats.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain pause strats?
Sure. So pause strats in this game are actually really weird compared to the original versions. Also, nice cascade.
Yeah, really hard falling strat there.
But pausing strats are a little bit different because when you pause the game in Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, when you pause, it actually holds a neutral input and just for that singular frame that you're paused. Nice pause, by the way. That's a 5883. It's a strat that I helped develop to guarantee the green goal. Very clean. Pause strats like those don't rely on that neutral input since you're just sitting still the entire time. But for strats that require you to move before you pause, those are generally a little more specific because when you're holding that neutral input, if you have to do what's called a rebuffer, which is you pause in the wrong frame and try to rebuffer to the frame that you want to get, you can't exactly rebuffer in this game because those neutral inputs add up. So let's say that you're looking for that 83 that Helix is looking for, but you pause on 85. you could rebuffer to it on that stage because you're not Helix isn't moving, so they could easily just recover. But if you're trying to move into a pause strat, generally it's a little more awkward, and you can generally not rebuffer to those because of that neutral loop that's added.
I tried to like get up on the wall and skip over the stage, but it's hard.
I thought this whole time I thought it was a reference to like when people are doing the speed run while they're in fursuit and they have to adapt their strategy because they don't have the same dexterity with their paws on than when they're using their normal hands, and that's why it's called pause strats.
We are at fastest first.
Very true.
I should go to randomizer here, so I should make sure not to take this green goal.
Getting this green goal, for anyone who has played this game, if you've gotten the green goal, you have my respect. It is like fairly random when it comes to giving you the green goal or the blue.
So hard to do.
Launchers is miserable. The current world record has it by some miracle, but it's a tough one.
Okay, so this will be
on stage.
Oh, that's right. The setup I do in story mode does not work on the challenge mode version of this level. They're slightly different.
If you hold up to the edge of the banana mark and then neutral till about the first ring, that's what I do.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't do that here. Okay, I stole.
Working on that strategy.
Is he above like a giant ramen bowl or tonkotsu bowl?
The story mode is referred to as the boiling pot.
Yeah.
As to what's in the pot, good question. We think it's just soup.
Fish,
We'll leave that up to your
carrots.
imagination.
That was my...
We're boiling the math. It's not allowed in this game.
That was the third red goal.
Oh, by the way.
Auto doors. We forgot about a fast forward button.
Oh, true.
Very
they made the
clean
cycle on Arthropod terrible, and I'm really excited that I first tried that.
Yeah.
They made it terrible in challenge mode. They fixed it for story mode because it was awful in the original games. Okay, I'm a little bit off cycle here.
Auto doors is a really fun concept for a stage, I'm not gonna lie. This is a fun one.
Got it.
Very nice.
It's Walmart Simulator.
Yeah.
Can't wait to experience this world in VR.
Heavy Sphere is a brutal stage where Helix is actually going to use a not frame perfect pause strat to make sure they pause and get on the button. The buttons in this game are notoriously brutal for not letting you on and like letting you click them. So we actually developed a pause strat to
Can I go over?
go over it. Yeah, over the sphere.
I didn't mean to do that. I mean, what? Totally intentional.
We developed a pause strat there that if you pause at around the certain mark that Helix was, you can just ensure that you hit the button and ensure the cycle starts, because otherwise you're gonna have a lot of trouble.
That was more of a boss strat, because that was pretty boss, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I'm going for a clip here on Stagger. I don't like this level because you have to hold up for like 8 seconds before you actually get to play. Ooh, there we go. Nice.
Nice.
That still saves time, second try.
Oh, I gotta teach you the pause strat on that. I developed the pause strat for this.
Yeah, please do.
I got tired of it.
Do we have
Yeah,
time for
I
couple
don't
donations?
I think so.
I think so, because Long Slider is coming up in a little bit, but I think we got time for a few
Yeah.
donations, sure.
Yeah, well, we got 3. Non-binary code keeping the train going with $113, saying more monies for more game and in honor of Helix. Non-binary, I know you're thinking it. I know you're thinking of adding one more 1 to that, and we'd love you, but please don't put yourself in dire financial straits over it. Please do it. Please do. No, don't actually.
Live.
Consider doing it. Consider wisely doing it. Nightbray donates $5 and says, putting this toward Beat Saber. Thank you very much. And Kinda Nerdy Housewife donates $40 and says, as a lifelong rhythm gamer, I would be super sad if Beat Saber didn't make it into the marathon. Thanks to all of the Fastest First community for making such a cute and comfy event that is free of math, I should add. Completely free.
I didn't have to do anything. What's the dome's posture? I don't even remember.
Pause at the final ring around 40. It's just cam lock and pause at 40. Perfect. Don't hold up though. You're gonna have to adjust.
Just as a heads
you.
up, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks to those donations, we are now less than $750 away from hitting the $2,000 goal to add Beat Saber by Canadian Dragon as our second
We
bonus
can do
game.
it. Let's go.
We have less than 3 hours at this point to do it. Less than 3 hours. We only need to raise what, something like $220 an hour? That is so easy. So easy.
Oh, that's, yeah, absolutely.
Anyways, here comes Long Slider. Honestly, this is a bingo goal, but if you have donations, you can keep going, because the intended way is slower. That's kind of why we have this on here.
Yeah.
It's something you don't really think about. Normally we do this stage in 53, with a 53:20 left on the clock. That's generally the gold standard.
Yeah, you just fall into the goal normally.
Yeah, you just kind of fall off. But if you
I like how you said there's time for donations, and then you continue talking through almost the whole level.
That's fine.
Where am I going next? Oh no!
All right, now we got time.
Yeah, now we have time. I went way too fast. Or anything other, any other stuff you might have to say?
Absolutely.
Like Beat Saber again.
Yeah, great game. Beat Saber's actually really good because it does have a lot of customizability, so we could actually see a persona in there with the custom avatars mod.
There's a reason I never play this the intended way.
Not a fun stage.
It's kind of fun. It's just hard.
It's scary.
Yeah, quite.
You have to manage speed very well on this stage.
Yeah, I'm not going. There's no reason for me not to play this safe, honestly. I'm not paying enough attention. I forget that the stage is like, if you play it the intended way, it is difficult. The falling strat is also difficult. But I'm better at it because I've done it a lot more.
Same here.
Okay. There we go.
And that's how the slider intended.
I can leave SMT normal. I've definitely completed 20 stages at this point.
That's true. I should have had that checked off.
I don't need to fast forward here on Grid Bridge. I guess I'm gonna go to casual and get quick turn done.
That's quick turn and alternative. You'll have the 5 fast forward buttons, I believe.
I'll take it alternative, yeah. Yeah, I will. Because I did hoppers, inchworms, organic form, dribbles, auto doors. I'm already there. I already have it.
Oh, you are already there. I forgot about auto doors again.
So yeah, we're almost done. I just have to get quick turn done, clear stamina master intended, and then
Leave 4 red goals.
yeah, go get that one red goal. It'll be really quick. What time are we at on the timer?
I was about to ask. Let me check. 33.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be under.
We are
quite
under
a bit.
estimate.
I can kill some time. There's lots of cool stuff in this game that I'm not getting to show off in this run, so if you'll want me to stay on for a little bit longer, I can absolutely do that. Up to the staff team. If y'all want to stay ahead of schedule and take the bank's time, I totally understand too. I appreciate the opportunity regardless.
Unlucky bounce there on switches.
Yeah.
Weird fall, but it's a fun
This is
fall
a
strat.
little bit of a strange ring goal. It's pretty cool though. There we go.
It's the only time the buttons are ever really used in that way in this game.
Trying to remember what the alternative pause strat is.
I am not able to help you there, unfortunately.
I think it's a Q. I have a Q for it. Hub is a really cool strat, and a great example of the fact that this game actually has faster physics than a Monkey Ball 2. Like, your top speed is higher. Normally, playing Tub in Monkey Ball 2, you'd have to wall boost extremely well to get enough speed to do that skip. But in this game, you can just hold up for it. Thank you,
Another
Goldfest.
fun thing to note is that wall boosting doesn't exist in this game because of the way that the physics engine works. Those diagonal inputs not being as strong as those cardinal inputs. It's just another fun thing about this game. Even without wall boosting, though, there are a few unique strats to this game that are possible because of that speed. Again, like Tub.
Yep. Also, collision is slightly more consistent in this game than in SME2, so that allows some neat little like clip strats that you wouldn't want to go for in Monkey Ball 2, just due to how risky they are, how inconsistent they are. They work a bit better in this game. The collision still isn't 100%, but it's better.
It's better unless you're going very fast. If you're going very fast, it gets a little bit screwed, but other than that, it's very, very consistent.
It's one of the longest stages in the game.
We got a $5 donation from Jen the Bug that says, "Pizza, please." And then a $33 donation from Non-Binary Code, once again saying, "My $3 for the hour." Hey, where'd that other 3 come from?
Good.
Non-binary
Thank you
code's
so much,
having a
MB
ton of
Code.
fun. Yeah,
You rock.
honestly.
The way that they wrote it.
Yeah.
Thank you both for the donations. I appreciate you so much.
Oh, you know who else I want to shout out?
Who?
I do not remember what I'm doing on Bumpy Check. Susie, for that incredible rollout run they had right before me. If you missed that, check the VODs when they're up.
That was beautiful. Like, I had barely enough time to process what was going on before it was over, and I feel like I was robbed of the experience because they were too good at it.
Nice! Got the alternative
That
strat
is
first
a very
try.
nice polish strat on alternative from Helix to skip like 90% of that level, which is
I
normally
love that
kind of
strat.
Also, I would be remiss if I weren't to comment that we are now at $690 left before we hit 2,000.
nice.
I know it'll feel bad to break it, but maybe we could get 10 people to donate $69, which would be even nicer.
Well, what you gotta do is get it down to 420 left and then keep going.
Hey,
Get 100 people to donate $6.90.
True.
I know there's at least 100 of you that want to be considered the coolest kids on the block for at least the next day.
Another thing about Rolled Out, I'm gonna brag a little bit. I am running Rolled Out at SGDQ.
No way!
Helix is.
Yeah.
They're running a little bit of a different category than Susie.
Not really.
Just very little.
Susie ran
Slight.
Challenge Warpless, and I'm running Challenge Warps. Just like Monkey Ball, Warp Goals and Rolled Out skip some stages. But there aren't that many in Challenge yet, so... Warpless only plays 4 extra levels, I believe. Oh, this is weird.
Okay, so we are actually a quick turn, which is one of the
Yeah.
3 remaining tiles, and as the Bingo Lore Master, this
Got
is
it.
a fun one that I like to point out. Nice job. Normally,
Okay.
if you just hold up on every version of the stage, you can just go straight in the goal. Like, hold up, if you hold perfectly up, you're in. But because of that goal, you have to turn around and hit the play button and then reset to fast forward, which screws up that ability to hold up, and Helix just perfectly managed that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it essentially forces you to actually play the level. On fast forward as well.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hop over to Branch really quick and just get this final red goal, and then we will only have one objective left to complete before I will have double bingo. I chose double bingo over single bingo because I think it's significantly more involved. It shows off a lot more of the game.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's basically it.
It gives you a lot more opportunity for routing as well. Because with a single
Yes.
line, there isn't generally there's a certain limit on synergy. However, Helix has been doing objectives for both lines row 3 and column 5 throughout their entire run. So it's very cool in double bingo because there's a lot more synergy and a lot more routing that goes into the game, which generally just shows off bingo even better as well as the game you're playing.
We're now in SMB1 Master. I'm not a fan of how heavily they nerfed a lot of the stages in SMB1 Master. These two stages or these two parts of the stage in particular, they're supposed to perfectly touch and they never do, leaving a gap like that. And if you're not anticipating it, I wasn't anticipating it, then it ruins you.
Shoutouts to Wave Master, gotta be one of my favorite animations. It's
It's
supposed to be fluid, but
yeah,
this
it's
game
not.
is just something else.
So why is it called Stamina Master?
It's just it's not even really an endurance
Because it's a
test,
master.
but it's just a master. It's a master of stamina.
It's one of the hardest levels in the game though.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, I also speedrun Super Monkey Ball 1, so I've played all these stages in the original as well. I'm really good at Monkey Ball 1. It's also my favorite speed game. I just really enjoy speedrunning it. I enjoy speedrunning Marble Rollers in general, as you've, I'm sure, caught on to by now. But Stamina Master is the 3rd level in SMB1 Master, and I have to beat this the intended way. Normally we would do a skip over into the little spiral at the end there, but that is not going to happen this time.
Yeah, so normally where that pole is, Helix would just line up a little bit to the right of it, and they could just jump straight down to the goal, but instead they're gonna have to use this vine, which is notoriously brutal in this game, because if you ride the bottom of it, you can just get stuck between a little lip on the end of the vine and the blue goal.
Yeah.
So,
So time is coming up as soon as I reach the goal, but it may be this attempt, it might not be. Time, first
nice
try.
time. Incredible. That is...
That was a really good bingo.
What on earth?
Yeah. Sure is.
That
This
is
was a
the intended way to
55
play the game, by the way.
That was
Yep.
a 55-minute estimate.
Well, this is because the bingo card could have given me a much worse route, but it didn't. And so that's why I said earlier that if y'all want me to fill more time, I can absolutely do that. There are more things in this game that I would be happy to show off.
Yeah, there's so
But
much
also,
in
if
this
you
game.
want to bank this time and be ahead of schedule, I'm cool with that too. Just let me know what you want to do.
I don't even
in
have
the
to kill
meantime-
any animals this time to save the frames.
That's true, although Tails did fall off a little bit too much.
Chat demands more monkey ball.
Fair enough. I will say, I'll do my shoutouts now, as we're waiting for things. Of course, now my mind just exploded. If you liked the run, you can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at Helix13_. It's also my YouTube, TikTok, whatever, what have you. I stream Marble Roller speedruns all the time. This game, Monkey Ball 1, Monkey Ball 2, rolled out. So I would appreciate seeing you there in my chat. Shout out to iSwimFly.
Hey, that's me.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for hopping on with commentary and like
Absolutely.
managing the bingo card for me. You've been a huge help. This would suck to
Bingo?
do alone.
Bingo is so much fun.
Okay, I was just told that I can do like a 10-minute showcase. That's like 2 short
Chat,
categories.
Chad, I think this is the perfect opportunity to get a nice train going of $6.90. Could you imagine if we hit Beat Saber before this showcase was over? I think we can do it.
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to play Dark Banana mode, and then I'm gonna showcase Switch storage.
I was gonna suggest that. Awesome.
So, Dark Banana mode is here. Let me demonstrate. If I run into one of those bananas, it's game over. You could sort of call this the timeline in which Dr. Badboon won, and all of the bananas have turned to curry. If you've seen the Monkey Ball 2 story mode cutscenes, then you'll know what I'm talking about. All bananas now taste like curry. Can't touch any of them. Have to restart the level if I do so. Dark Banana mode has some of the most difficult stages in the entire game, especially Twin Basin, level 8 of Dark Banana mode.
Dark Banana Twin Basin is often regarded as the hardest stage in the game.
Yeah, it's certainly up there. The first few aren't.
By the way, it's on the card. You feel
Fine.
like doing Dark Banana Destruction intended?
That's fair, actually.
It's another fun
But the
bingo
skip is
goal.
cool, and I want to show it off.
Fair enough.
I did not do the Earthquake skip the right way. There we go. Earthquake is neat because it's normally a bonus stage, but they made it into a Dark Banana level, but we're fast enough to where we don't really care. Kind of a shame that we don't get to actually play it. So there's a really neat skip here on Destruction. First try.
Queen.
That skip does work on the base version of the stage, but there's also an easier one that we just can't do because of placement of the Dark Bananas. The bananas here on Narrow Peaks try to force me to the right side, ooh, okay, which has a lot of thin wires, but I don't care. I'm just gonna kind of ignore them and skip them.
Speedrunner go fast, speedrunner ignore intended path.
Pretty much. There we go. I'll do Centrif. I'll give Centrify 1 or 2 shots.
Awesome.
The individual level strat for this level, well, you'll see what it is. I'm just gonna try to throw myself into the goal. It's pretty hard. The Dark Bananas get in the way a lot. It was
Wow,
close.
that was close.
I have to do that again. Okay, that was a little bit worse. As far as I know, I am the only person to have completed Dark Banana mode deathless.
Really now?
Yeah.
I've also done it 3 times.
Why did
one
you
of
do
them
it
is-
the other 2 times?
They also
One of them is world record. Well, the first time I did it was world record, and then I got beaten. And then the second time I did it was in a bingo. And then the third time I did it was world record again.
Dark Bananas on the stage kind of make a little runway, so doing this the intended way, which Helix just did, is a little easy. But if you're caught off guard at the beginning, you can do it up.
And before we get to Twin Basin, we are reminded to breathe. Okay. Also, the bingo is over, by the way. I'm just showing off some extra stuff about this game, because I was told that I have some time.
This was a double bingo run, meaning that Helix had to get 2 lines, which they did in about 40 minutes.
Yo! Do we have some time for donations?
Hold on. Nice
After the
first try, Twin Basin.
Absolutely.
Alright, go for it.
Okay, we've got the nice train is in full effect already. We've got, first of all, a $50 engine starter donation from Sky Snap, who just says, "Name Dragon is cute." We have a $6.90 donation from Anonymous that just says, "Nice." We have a $6.90 donation from Non-Binary Code that goes, "Nice? Nice." We have a $6.90 donation from myself that just says, "Nice train," which I'm glad I wasn't the one that started it off. The Jaded Mew donates $6.90 and says, nice. We have $1.50 from Dragon Person. It says, "Funny Derg Person here to tell you all to make funny good kanananandandia Derg. Been to play a funny bit wave game, please. Lesson 3, lesson 3, lesson 3. So.
That's Dark Banana mode done, by the way.
And then Non-Binary Code donates $69.69 and says, "Nice, nice. Twice nice. Nice. Nice."
And now I'm going to show off probably the biggest glitch in this game, called Switch Storage. And I'm doing this on Invisible, you'll see why. So note how when I press this button, the stage, starts moving. Also, of note, I am stuck down here on this platform. I can obviously go forward and continue the stage, but I cannot get back up to the starting platform. So, what I'm going to do, set up right about here. Hold forward, and what this retry is going to do, the stage will keep playing just for a little bit, and if I hit the switch on the very last frame, right before the stage restarts, that switch will activate immediately on the next attempt, and so you will see the level immediately start moving. And there we go.
That's a nice first try. So now Helix is able to use the starting platform to build a little more speed and do what we call sweeping invisible.
Whoa! What was that?
Monkey.
Am I on the level even? Okay, I'm on the S. I could complete this by doing S clip. Okay, that was bad. Whatever. I was gonna retry it anyway. What this does is it makes the full skip a little bit easier. This is technically not faster, but the full skip is so inconsistent if you don't do this. This is basically what's done in speedruns.
There's a few interesting things to note about Switch Storage as well, is that one, this works in challenge mode, but it only works with the helper function enabled, so we can't really use it in challenge mode. You can do that instead of just pressing retry in story mode or in practice mode. In challenge modes, you would have to press the helper function, which would invalidate the run, at least from a speedrunning standpoint. And then in story mode, you have that retry option, as well as in practice mode, like Helix just showed off. But it's really only useful in story mode runs, because that's the only real RTA run that we have that would utilize such a strategy. Even most of the original stage mode and deluxe mode stages don't really have a use for Switch Storage. You really only see it happen late into a story mode run in a realistic setting.
I'm going to do this on a couple more stages just to try and demonstrate some of the effects here. So what you're supposed to do on beat screen is, hit this pause button at the right time to basically build a bridge to go over to the goal. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to hit it. I'm going to Switch Storage it. I didn't get it. So I knew I didn't get it because I didn't hear the sound effect, which means I was not close enough to the switch when I retried.
And then just because you do hear the switch does not mean that you got it, because you can be a little bit early. This is a relatively frame perfect strat. I believe it's about a 1 to 2 frame window.
Yeah. And I don't have as good of a texture cue as I did on Invisible, because Invisible I've practiced it a ton for actual speedruns. There we go. And now you can see it's paused immediately, not moving, and we can just kind of go to the goal. I'm also going to save this replay, because
it's a very fun little
it doesn't work in replays. I also want to do it on Pro Skaters really quick and then save that replay.
That's another
so it shows me going in the goal without actually going in the goal. And once I'm done and show off these replays, I will hop off.
Another little fun fact about switches while we're here is that they are only present in SMB2 stages,
Yes.
as well as, I guess, deluxe stages. But in SMB2, the switches were introduced, which is why it's the first stage to have them is switches 1-4 in story mode. SMB1, they're not present, so this glitch doesn't work in SMB1, but it's not like a difference at all. It's just the switches don't exist.
Like, it would work if there were switches, but there
Exactly.
are not. The switches literally did not exist in Monkey Ball 1. There we go. Now you can see it's just kind of right there. So I'm gonna... Oh, okay, whatever.
That'll look even funnier in the replay, honestly.
Yeah, it will. Now we're gonna go over and watch these replays. Because the Switch storage, the Switch does not activate immediately in the replay, because it doesn't know. But it does store your position correctly, which will be great. My replays are gonna take a bit to load because I have a million of them. They're not in options, they're in gallery. What am I doing? Replays. Wait a minute. Look at Baby and Yan Yan, just having a good time.
Waiting for all the replays to load.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
we go.
So here's beat screen. As you can see, the stage is still spinning. It doesn't know I did switch storage. Bonk.
So the
You
staircase is there for the replay, but it doesn't look like it.
Mm-hmm. You could convince someone, if they didn't know about this glitch, that there's just an invisible block there. If you just show them that replay with
Or
no
that you
prior
happen to
context.
hit it on the one frame that it was located directly beneath.
Exactly.
Right. We're waiting for the replays to load. Here's the Pro Skaters one.
Ready? Go!
I've never done that before. Oh, that was amazing.
It kind of looks like it bounced off of something invisible and then...
Yeah. I love this game.
Just didn't
Oh, this
get
game
the
is so
logo.
funny.
Just tell them
kinda
that you did like a glitch to store the goal from the previous stage, and then you activate it there through a very specific button sequence.
That is actually something that we did look into a little bit, which was goal storage, and then very, very briefly we also looked into wormhole storage. On certain stages, I don't think Helix played any with wormholes actually. There are wormholes or little portals in the game that,
Just see if you can
Those-
convince them. Oh, go ahead.
like if you go through a wormhole at the frame perfect, just to see if you could like spawn in a different area and like get a little bit faster of a time like that. But unfortunately, that isn't really the case. We explored it like very, very in depth and tried like frame perfect, slowing it down using external programs and stuff, and we just couldn't get it to work. It was a shame.
Try and convince them that like if you do the Switch storage and then you do a Fallout at a very specific time, save the replay, and then wrong warp using it, that you end up outside the final castle of
Oh my
Ocarina of Time.
Anyway, I just showed off another replay there, because why not? But that is going to be all for me. Again, you can find me at twitch.tv/helix13_. Shout out to iSwim5. Shout out to our host. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was a ton of fun. Thanks for bringing that game, Sonic.
Shout out to Midwest Speedfest. Thank you so much to the Fastest Furs team, not only for all their work putting on this event, but also for giving me a Saturday primetime slot. Let's go.
Yeah.
I seriously appreciate this a lot.
I'm grateful I could be
happy to
here
help
for
out.
it. Thank you so much.
Of course.